Hey folks, how you doing out there today? Hope everything's going well for you. I have got a little bit more done on the Outback Heavy Hauling map 2, so I'm just going to take you through some of the new areas, and I have one big question I want to ask anyone watching this, and that is we're going to start at a farm right here, and I am just wondering, do we have any interest in doing a couple farm field tasks from, what was it, season? I can't even remember which season. I personally have not played the DLC. I don't know if I own any of the DLC. I've got a couple of the trucks, but I just don't play very much, so it doesn't really justify buying it. So I would really like to know what you think if I should add a couple of the farming tasks. You can see the field in the background. It's there, it's going to be there as a visual thing anyways, so would love to know if it's worth putting the time in learning how to set that up. I'm sure it's not that hard, but I haven't done it yet, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of reading in the old monster map manual. So let me know, is it worth doing the farming, or, because I honestly have seen some pretty mixed review of the farming stuff, so I don't know if it's worth it or not, if we're going to enjoy it. Now, I know I've seen a lot of complaints about like hard to turn stuff around. I could definitely build it so there's area to do what you need to do. I can use that stuff when I'm in one of my maps with the mod tools, so the dev tools, so I can test it out, make sure it works. Right now, this is kind of the farm area. I'm just seeing that this bridge is a little bit too big. Gonna have to scale that down. It's probably about twice as big as it should be. Don't know how I didn't catch that, but we will fix that one up. This is going to be kind of a farmland, some houses. There's going to be a couple of shops or cargo, I don't know, pick up or drop off, we'll see, but there's going to be a few spots to head out this way, and there's going to be a fairly decent dirt road system that's going to be around in between the paved roads. This is the town side of things, and what we're going to do is we're going to take this truck up and go up to where the new trailer shop I put in is going to be. And I've done a little bit of tweaking through town here. You'll see that there's grass on concrete areas or cement areas. There's a few things like that I just got to shade in a little better. I must have missed a bit of a spot, and just kind of a little tweaking and stuff. I haven't put any parking spots or any of the real life things in there yet, so realistically it's still pretty barren, but just doing the in-cab view here, it looks like it's pretty decent. I'm pretty happy with it so far. And this thing actually handles pretty good on the road. It's kind of nice that way. What we're driving here is the GWC 9900. Never even had this thing out. I just kind of saw it on Mod.io. It's funny, we're getting to the point, there's so many mods that you just don't see them sometimes. But I have to use it when I'm doing some testing because it seems like a pretty cool little truck. Lots of add-ons, and another good piece of work from that particular modder. So what we're doing here is we're just seeing, and I'm actually just kind of looking right now. This is the first time I've looked at any of this stuff in game. Some of the buildings might look a touch scaled too large. We'll see. I might play around with it a bit. Anyways, we're going to take this truck, John Hot Rod. I think is it the K2? Can't remember right offhand. You've seen it in lots of videos, not just from me. It's another fantastic truck from John. And we'll take it up, and I've put... You noticed in the video where we were building the mountain that's a buildable bridge, which is going to be in the game. It's going to be part of this map. But what I've built is kind of a little off-road track and a sketchy little bridge that goes around it. So when the bridge, before it's fixed, you can still get around it. Although I haven't been through it, but I built it with the intent of it being very challenging if you're bringing anything large. What the bridge repair is going to do is it's going to kind of cut off one of the main arteries to get to that top corner of the map. So there'll be some incentive to build it when you have to bring some of the bigger loads, but I also wanted to give everyone a chance to get around it I'm going to put watch points on this one. I hadn't done watch points on the last few maps with Tassie and Outback Overlanding when I did the region. Figured it would be more of an exploration thing, something a little different. Mind you, without watch points, you virtually have to get quite close to the tasks to activate them, so it's just a little different experience. But I'm going to put watch points on this one just because it's going to be more of a heavy hauling map, as the name would dictate, and picking your route is going to be a thing. There's going to be a lot of different roads out here of varying quality. Like I said, this one's a way to get around, but it might be a little tough with a bigger trailer. But I've watched so many videos. It seems like players can get through anything if they really want to. So, and again, as you guys are watching this, just make sure if you have any ideas you want to see, or anyone has some ideas of tasks, especially having played the first map, because like I said, I'm going to change it up a bit, but like all the main areas are going to stay the same. There's going to be the mines, there's going to be the airport. We're going to mix up the reasons why we're using those areas, and really try to integrate the two into one big map. I really want this to give, like, there's going to be some pretty good long hauls over the two maps. I don't know if I'm going to go for a third map or not. As I've said in the past, the biggest problem with more than two map region, right off the bat, if I go to a two map region, Switch can't play it, which sucks. I guess it is what it is. If I go more than two maps, it looks like PS5 is not going to be able to load the map. Hence, the last regions I've done are two maps. Now, I know that still leaves a lot of players, so I may look at integrating this with another map in the future. I don't really know yet, but the last map was received really well, and there seems like there's a fair bit of excitement for this one. So, you know what, if I may end up doing it, and what I can do with the third map is perhaps release it as a single for everyone else, and then the region for the systems that can actually handle the mod size. Unfortunately, when you get to the full-size maps and 3 maps plus, it just means that some of the systems can't handle it. So here's just a real quick overhead view, and I'll start doing this at the end of the video so you can get a progress update. And I really appreciate everyone watching, and we'll talk to you all again real soon.